What up? Welcome to the Live Game, Season 3, Episode 8. It's the Average Man's Perspective on Football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
Next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.
We got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And joining us for the first time on the show is Vince, codename 49ers Forever. Say what up, Vince.
What's going on?
Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching us on YouTube. Also, check us out on Facebook at the Live Game Facebook group. And check us out on Twitter at the Live Game 3 and on Instagram at the official The Live Game. Host of the night is Brian, so go ahead, Brian, get us started.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining us on this Wednesday evening. We got a lot to talk about. Had a really good last week of football, so we're going to go ahead and get it started. The first thing we're going to have just a couple little news of the week issues. COVID is still rearing its ugly head. Last week, the Bucks Raiders game had been moved out of the Sunday night slot and into the 4 p.m. slot, just in case, because the game needed to be canceled because of COVID outbreak again. Actually, earlier today, the Texans had a player test positive for COVID, but currently the Texans are on a bye, so luckily no games will be affected. Couple signings. The Ravens signed a 3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, Dez Bryant, to their practice squad. The team announced this on Tuesday. Bryant has actually been out of the league for 2 years. The last time he was suited up was with the Saints, but he got injured in practice.
He never played a game for the Saints, though, right?
He never played a game. Yeah. No. I think he got injured on his very first practice.
It was, it was.
Yeah. You miss him?
Who, me? No.
Yeah.
Not even a little. Oh my God! Especially now. Oh heck no! It will be letting us have it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little conversation, some hot topics that's going on in the NFL as we speak. So we're going to start talking about those. The first one is a trade that the Ravens did earlier this week. The Ravens picked up Vikings defensive end Ngakwe.
What? Yannick, man, what?
Ngakwe. The Ravens sent the Vikings 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 conditional fifth-round pick for the defensive end. The trade reunites former Jaguar teammates Ngakwe and Calais Campbell. Ngakwe currently has 5 sacks this season, and for his 5-year career, he has 42.5. What do you guys think? Does that put the Ravens over the top defensively, or what's going on? We'll start with our Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's still a formidable defensive player for that team. I think it's a good signing for him. They're going to need to put some pressure on the likes of playing against Mahomes and Big Ben and going into the playoffs. So that's a good signing for him. I think that was a good move.
What do you think about it, Marcus?
I mean, I thought my impression was that the Ravens the defense was short up. I didn't think they needed a defensive end, but since they got him, I guess they felt like they had an open spot. They need him, to get past, like you said, the Chiefs, and looking like make sure they get past the Steelers now. So they're gonna need all the help they can get because Steelers and the Chiefs are looking really good. So,
Vince.
First of all, I want to say that I need to get whatever y'all got for the white beards and the white. But I don't think it matters really.
You don't think it helps him or hurts him, or
no? I don't. I think it's neutral. I think it's neutral because I mean,
what do you think about it, Herman?
I think it's neutral.
Well, the most interesting thing you always want to shore up or add extra pieces to your defense. I don't think it can hurt them. The most interesting thing about it is that if he leaves in free agency at the end of this season, they actually can get a compensatory pick for him, and it'll likely be a third rounder. So technically, they may just have him for a 5th round pick. So that's a good cheap rental for a player, defensive end who can help out their team, and they're going to get that conditional 3rd round pick back. I mean, it's a genius move by the GM when you think about it.
And Marcus,
I went. I said already.
You already went to Marcus.
Yeah.
we'll do it again.
You mean,
That's that gray hair.
Yeah, I agree with Herman, though. I mean, I think it was definitely a great move. I mean, you always want that defensive end and defensive line to be able to be as fresh as possible. You want as many pass rushers as you can get. And for the deal that they gave him, I mean, it was a no-brainer. So it just makes them that much closer to that Super Bowl championship. The other hot topic we're going to go over real quick is our favorite and loving wide receiver who's been out the league all season, Antonio Brown.
Oh,
Mr. Brown signed with the Bucs on Tuesday. Signed a 1-year deal with the Bucs, which will make him he gets slightly above the league minimum of $1.5 million, but he does have a chance to earn more with the individual and team incentives attached to the deal. Brown is currently serving an 8 games NFL suspension and will first be eligible to play when the Buccaneers face New Orleans Saints on Sunday Night Football in Week 9. So what do you think, guys? Good move for the Bucs, bad move for the Bucs? Is he going to cause a problem? Herman, we'll let you start this one.
Yeah, I don't like this signing at all. And I know we've had conversations about AB, and y'all know he's a mental case, and I think he really needs some type of professional help. Something's wrong with that dude. I don't know why people or teams keep re-signing him. I wish I had pulled up that stat that showed what these teams lost in cap money and salary dealing with this dude over the last few years since he left the Steelers. But I don't like the signing at all. I get that Tampa needed some weapons because their wide receivers are I get that Tampa
injury.
Their wide receivers are injured and all that type of stuff. But they need to just have the patience and let their guys get healthy. They're still playing good football right now. I just don't feel like you introduce that into that environment, and they might pay the price for that.
Yeah, on this one, I kind of agree with you, Herman. I mean, I think they're definitely playing with fire. But that Tom Terrific was the main cheerleader, pushing the upper management to get this done. He only had him for a little bit with New England. It always heard rumors and things that once he got to Tampa that was one of the guys he wanted to get if he could. We shall see. I mean, he is lightning in a bottle. He can ignite your team. He can score in a heartbeat, but at the same time he can also destroy your team. There's also still rumors and things going on about his personal life with these suits that are still involved with him, which could affect the team. And the Bucs are actually finally shooting on all cylinders. So we'll see how it goes. What do you think, Vince?
I think that it's a great move. He might be a little rusty, but I think once he gets back into it, I mean, he's a beast. I mean, hands down, he was always a beast. But I think his cockiness, though, might harm the team a little bit. But other than that, I think it's a good move.
Marcus?
Yeah, I'm still calling Brady the LeBron James of the NFL because it seemed like he went to the Tampa Bay Bucks and he bringing everybody. He brought Gronkowski there. He done brought Antonio Brown there because no matter they can say whatever they want to say. He's there because Tom Brady pushed for him to be there. Will it help them? I mean, yeah, I don't think it hurt. Like Herman mentioned, the wide receivers, Mike Evans and what's the dude's name, Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
they stay hurt, and I know because I got Mike Evans in my fantasy league, so they stay hurt. But the Tampa Bay, I mean, I don't think they needed him. It won't hurt because it seems like they're starting to get their stuff together. Gronk is actually starting to show up for games now. It's looking like they're finally getting everything on all cylinders. It's a lot of people even saying they take the lead in the NFC to go to Super Bowl, which I disagree with. I think they're the top three. I still think Seahawks and then the Green Bay are 1 and 2. Each one has only lost one a game. So even though Seattle's defense is terrible, but still, I still put them above Tampa Bay right now. But we'll see when he gets there. And I don't think he's going. I think Antonio knows this might be his last shot. This might, it seems like his only savior is Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's only going to be in the league for 2 more years. So he better start, making it count wherever he goes.
Mr. Parker, are you sad that your former wide receivers with another squad?
Not at all. Not at all. Early this year, March, Bruce Arians said he's not the fit for us. That's what he said in March. Bruce Arians received in 2020 a champion of equality awards from a women's sports foundation. Someone who's supposed to be a champion for women brings on the likes of Antonio Brown in this situation. Once again, we're reminded that the prospect of winning is more value than anything else. The well-being of a woman. I don't like the signing. I don't think he's going to work out.
I don't think Arians was behind the signing, though.
I don't think Arians had to say it. I think Brady went straight to management.
I agree with you on that one, but my point is that he says all this and he stands for women's rights and women's. And remember, he was the first one to bring female coaches to the sidelines too. He was the first one to do it. I just don't. It doesn't look good for him.
What's he supposed to do?
He didn't have a choice. I was like,
you expect him to quit his job?
Not quit his job. Not necessarily quit his job, but he'll find out sooner or later. Brown ain't finished with his foolishness, man. That boy was selfish when he was with the Steelers, doing his little antics in the locker room. And it went on. It went on when he left and went to Oakland. And left. He was doing it when he was with the New England. That's why he got in trouble, sending a stupid text message. That fool, he ain't through. It ain't
I 1,000% agree with you. I'm in total agreement with you. This is going to be a mess. Antonio Brown, I think Bruce Arians came out and said something along the lines of, he said, Mike Evans doesn't care how many balls he gets as long as we win. Chris Godwin doesn't care how many balls he catches as long as we win. He said Gronkowski doesn't care about how many balls he catches as long as we're winning. He said Antonio Brown needs to be that way too.
But Marcus hit it too on the head when he said Tom Brady is trying to be the LeBron. Tom gets what he wants.
He does.
This is what Tom really wanted. And be careful what you ask for. You're going to get it.
Because the reason he had to answer the questions in March about it was because there were rumors that Tom Brady wanted him on the team after they signed him.
Yeah.
True.
And Tom didn't get enough time with him in New England.
That's true.
Hell, he was gone after a week, right?
He was living with Tom. He was living with Tom.
Yeah, he sure was.
It wasn't that long though.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks, maybe. I mean, he was going to be on his best behavior to get that contract.
And he wasn't acting up in Giselle, what's her name, Bunton's house. She was shutting that shit. She the breadwinner in that house.
Like Giselle is some type of boss or something.
She the breadwinner in that house. She make way more money than Tom Brady do.
Tail down. Run this.
She make way more money than Tom Brady do.
She does. And then, the other point, too, which kind of confused me, is like you said, Mark, in March, he said that he wouldn't be a fit for their offense, but he was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, when Antonio Brown was there. And he's known for chucking it down the field. You risk it to get the biscuit or whatever he says. And I just find it hard to believe that Antonio Brown, with all his talents, could not fit in your offense. That
was a way. I think that was a way of him knowing that he did not have the ultimate say on whether or not they were going to sign Antonio Brown. So rather than make himself look stupid by saying, I don't want him, he just came out and said, he doesn't fit in our offense, blah, 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 blah. And you're right, Brian. I mean, we know he does fit in their offense. but that's the way now so that he's not looking real stupid with egg on his face right now because he's been forced into a situation.
Yeah, and then real quick,
He
spent 2 years. Spent 2 years with Antonio when Bruce Arians was the offense coordinator. So he was there for 2 years with Antonio.
We're gonna see how this works out.
Get your popcorn ready for that New Orleans game.
Yeah,
that's T.O., man.
You said
Same man. They all cut from the same cloth.
you said week 9, right?
Yeah.
Next week. Week after that.
So the final hot topic we got going on right now is there were a bunch of trade rumors that were swirling around this week, including Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Everson Griffin. So far, out of the three, the only one that has happened was Everson Griffin. The Cowboys' defensive end was sent to the Lions for a 6th-round draft pick. But it was funny that as soon as the rumors for Julio and Matt Ryan came out, the Falcons brass tried to slow that down and say, "No, we're not doing that." But it would be kind of interesting to see Matt Ryan in a different uniform. What do you guys think, Marcus?
Well, I mean, I think it's crazy. I mean, you figure if they're going to trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, I mean, there's only one thing you can say about that, and you say it every week: take it for Trevor. That's what it seems like. They take it for Trevor. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, I know this. You're probably not going to make the playoffs this season, but come on, man. I mean, Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, they still got some years left in them. I just get a new coach and shore your team up, and I'm sure you'll be competitive again. That doesn't make any sense to me. You just start training your star quarterback and your star wide receiver. I mean, come on. Matt Ryan is easily top 10, maybe top 5 quarterbacks in the league. And then Julio Jones, definitely top 5 wide receiver. You might as well just wear a sign to say, a hat to say, take it from Trevor to me. Because it seems like that's what you're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, it may be what they may be doing because you figure they had already got rid of their head coach. They got rid of their general manager. They're gonna sit pat right now, and they're gonna let whoever comes in take over and make those decisions. But it doesn't seem as far fetched. I mean, Matt Ryan, like you said, was a top 5 quarterback, but he hasn't really won anything. I mean, he got to that one Super Bowl, but the last few years since that Super Bowl, they've not been in the playoffs. So. Julio Jones is a great wide receiver, but he's always hurt. He's always, trying to do something extra. He's a great wide receiver. I mean, he plays as banged up as he can get. If he can't play, it's because they physically won't let him. But eventually, the Falcons are going to have to reboot. They're going to have to try something. The defense is still a question mark. The offense just needs it doesn't really have a decent running back in that field. So we'll see how it goes. What do you think about it, Herman?
Yeah, I mean, they're in such a limbo situation because, like you said, they're playing. The owner said he wants the new GM to make that decision about if they're going to rebuild, if they're going to retool, or whatever. But you got to look at it like this too: if a team approaches you for the right amount, you got to make that move. Marcus saying it doesn't make sense to get rid of Matt Ryan. It makes absolute sense to get rid of Matt Ryan if you can get a draft pick for him, like a 3rd or a 2nd. Same for Julio Jones. You might be able to get a haul for him. If rebuild is the way you have to go, all of that collateral that you're going to have in the draft is going to be huge for you. So
but you can't rebuild all at once, though. You're gonna get rid of everybody.
But think about it. If you can get rid of Matt Ryan and let's say you get a 2nd and a 4th. Julio Jones brings you maybe a 1 and a 3. You're probably not going to get that for him. But that's two 1s, 2 2s, 2 4s in maybe possibly the next draft or the next 2 drafts. If somebody approaches you with the right price, you have to be willing to open up to that, especially in the situation they're in now. So it makes complete sense to me. At some point, every team has to be blown up and rebuilt. You have to do it.
Vince?
I agree with both of you guys. And I would, from a fantasy standpoint, I was like, "Where's Julio Jones at, man?" You see Ridley up there all day long.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and Matt Ryan, I don't know, he just fell off, man. And But yeah,
Does anybody have him as a fantasy quarterback?
I don't.
Probably. Well, he probably puts up numbers in fantasy though, but
I don't even remember seeing him anywhere.
I mean, somebody has him.
He's probably their backup.
He's not that bad.
Like my Mayfield is my backup.
Mark, what do you think about it?
This would be a very expensive trade, to be honest with you. Coming next fall, Ryan's cap hit will be $40 million. In 2022, he's still under contract with them. It may be against dead hit over 26 when it's all said and done, but it'll be expensive. Now, he's 35. He's still got. I mean, he's still performing at elite level. To be honest with you, he's thrown so far for 2,181 yards, 12 touchdowns, about a 73% quarterback rating right now. In 9 seasons, he's thrown for 4,000 yards, 65% completions, over 328 touchdowns passes in his career. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's been MVP 1 year. And he also been to 1 Super Bowl. So I mean, you can still win with Matt Ryan. To be honest with you, you just got to surround him around the right talent. But like I said, this will be a hard pill to swallow for a team. That cap is going to get you in trouble.
you might be able to work something where he redoes his contract, where it might not hit so hard. But I mean, you gotta look at it too. Like a lot of times in the NFL, if they can get anything for a guy, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So,
like you said, depending on how long that contract is, like you said, you could restructure it to try to make it work. Because $40 million is a lot of money for Matt Ryan. I mean, he's good, but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not 35. I don't know if I'm gonna pay $40 million for you.
All right, so that's all we got for the hot topics. I appreciate everybody's content. What we're gonna do now is get into these games we picked last week. See who did well. See who's gonna be wearing that hat this week.
Can I take one quick moment and give a shout out, Mr. Holly?
Yes.
All right. I want to shout out one of my close, good, dear friends, Mr. Bruce McLean. He should be checking us out in Pittsburgh, Homestead. What's happening, Mr. McLean? Your family. Also a shout out his lovely niece, Tierra TT George, who's actually getting married next week to Brian, her fiance. I want to say what's up. Thanks for tuning in and checking us out. Keep it up. Steelers Nation, baby.
Yeah, I never met that guy, Bruce. He must be a pretty nice guy.
He's a Steelers fan. He's a very excellent guy.
Oh, yeah. He can't be that smart, then. Can't be that smart.
I mean, since we're doing shout outs, I want to go ahead and shout out, all my homies on
What you gonna do? Pour out a little liquor while you
all the homies ain't here.
Right.
Bitch, you got somebody you want to shout out? You doing this shit around there somewhere? You want to come say hi?
Actually, I thought Mark was getting ready to do the funeral announcements.
Oh, Lord. All right, let's get back into this football. Y'all get this show off the rails. All right, so the first game we're going to talk about was the Thursday night game between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants went down to the Lincoln, Philadelphia to battle for first place in the NFC East. The Giants did take a 21-10 lead in the fourth quarter on a 2-yard pass from Daniel Jones to Sterling Sharp. But the Giants defense allowed the Eagles to get 2 scoring drives in 1 minute and 39 seconds and another one in 1 minute and 22 seconds. Eagles end up winning a nail-biter 22-21. Who did you pick on this one, Mark?
I took the Eagles in this one, man. The Wentz kind of came to life a little bit in this particular game. He showed he still got something left in it. But man, the run and stumble, the turf monster. Boy, did that remind you guys of something or somebody?
Hey, no. We don't remember that.
Who?
Nobody.
The
Nobody.
40-yard
Cowboys.
dash.
Oh, that.
Who?
Oh yeah, at the NFL draft.
We went down to
year.
the draft down in Texas. And,
Upstairs.
Hey, Marcus,
and,
can you mute that dude or what?
and Marcus and Brian were running the 40-yard dash. Well, unfortunately, that field turf monster got Brian too, the same way it did Daniel Jones.
Sure did. Oh man.
Man.
Luckily, mine wasn't on national TV.
No, it was not. It was not. I took the Eagles, y'all. And
It was on Facebook Live,
though. These guys are tripping. Why don't you tell us who you picked and why?
You said me?
Yeah.
Eagles. Just because Giants look terrible, man. Simple as that. They look terrible.
Marcus.
I picked the Eagles. I mean, honestly, like Mark mentioned, Carson Wentz came and did his thing. I believe he had over 300 yards passing. He was 25-43, 350 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. What's surprising is that the Giants had so many more rushing yards. They had 160 rushing yards, but like you said, Giants are just not a very good team. I think they do have a good defense. Their defense surprises me every week. But I picked the Eagles because it's the Giants, and the Giants are in trouble right now. So,
hey Marcus, half of those rushing yards was on that one run with the quarterback.
92 yards.
And he just fell down to end. Huh?
He had total 92 yards, but
I think it was an 80-yard run.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not gonna be too proud if my quarterback is leading me in rushing that way. Not that way.
Right.
All right. I picked the Eagles on this one as well. It was a nail biter. I didn't think it was going to come right. The Giants had actually came to play. I mean, when they went up 21-10. Oh Lord.
I cannot believe
the 40-yard dash.
Go ahead. You said what you were saying.
I'm not talking now. Y'all done lost the thing. Everybody's watching the dang or video because you want to. Oh Lord. Zeke look good, boys. Zeke look good. To the end. I didn't fall. I was diving for the end zone.
That's the preview.
Oh man!
But it was a nail biter. I actually ended up having to use the Eagles in my fantasy, but they did come through for me. So I had the Eagles. Yeah, no, I had Wentz and I had Boston Scott, who caught the game winner. Yeah. All right. Lastly, Herman.
Yeah, I went with the Eagles too. I have no faith in the Giants. And Carson Wentz, I've never been a huge fan of his, but I've always respected that he was good. I just don't like the argument that he's better than Dak. But he's out there doing it with nothing. There's nobody helping him really. I mean, he's throwing to guys they're pulling off the street, and he's still making it happen. So, hats off to Wentz. All you Eagles fans would be screaming about Wentz and put in Love.
No, Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
No,
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts, right?
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. If you're an Eagles fan, you watching the show. Yep, I said it. Y'all crazy. You better get behind Wentz.
All right. So the next game we're going to talk about was the was it Monday Nighter? That was the Monday Nighter.
That was the Thursday.
No. The next one. Yeah.
Bucks and Raiders were Monday. Sunday night game.
That was Sunday night. I'm sorry, Sunday night. The Bucks and the Raiders. It does appear that the Bucks finally have gelled as a team, as the offense put up 45 and the defense only allowed 20 against the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Gruden Bowl 2 ended up the same, except as the first, except Gruden was on the Raiders this time instead of the Bucks. Brady was 33 of 45 for 369 yards and 4 touchdowns. The decent defense also chipped in with 3 sacks and an interception. How did you feel about this game, Mark?
Hey, real quick correction, Brian. This was originally the Sunday night game that got moved to 4:00, so we actually didn't cover the Sunday night game.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
where the confusion was with this. Yeah.
How'd you feel about it, Mr. Parker?
I took the Bucks in this one. I think Brady showed his dominance again. He's starting to hook up with Gronk pretty good now. They're starting to get the chemistry rolling right now, which is cool. What also was kind of funny in this game, it almost was a tuck rule in this one. This time it was Carr. Carr had threw the ball, and Sue had picked it up thinking it was a fumble. There was a little bit of confusion for a while, and it ended up being an incompletion. But that was funny to me that it ended up being another tuck rule call. But I took the Bucks in this one, and they were successful.
Did anybody pick the Raiders in this one? Just real quick.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think
All
not.
right, go ahead. We'll go with Marcus.
Oh, you picked the Raiders, Brian? Oh.
You picked the
Did he
Raiders.
really?
Oh my god! So yeah, I picked the Bucks. Unlike Brian, I'm not crazy, and I mean, it's still the Raiders, but we're going to be, like you said, the Bucks offense seems to be gelling now. Gronk is a factor in the game. It was what it was. They blew him out, as it's pretty much what I expected. And like I said, as good as they're gelling now, I still don't think they're the pick to be the NFC East representatives. Still number 3 behind Seattle and Green Bay. But even though they seem to have a better defense than both of those teams, so we'll see. But I picked the Bucks, and the Bucks won.
Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Bucks on this one too. I was not crazy enough to go with the Raiders, even though the Raiders have been looking pretty good.
Right.
At this point, I didn't believe in the Bucks before, but I'm each week in, week out, I'm believing more and more. I don't know if Marcus did anybody give Brady stats, but 33 for 45, 369
I think
yards.
Brian did. I think.
And 4 touchdowns. Like, only thing the Bucks really are kind of missing, and if they get that going, a run game.
Yeah, they need the run game
If
going.
they get a run game going, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they only had
I think Fournette would do it.
they only had 85 rushing yards.
Fournette don't seem to be doing it.
Yeah, Fournette doesn't be doing too much at all.
But
I think he's still hurt right now. He's
Right.
still hurt.
He played.
I mean, they're like
Sunday,
split down.
11
Him and
carries for
Jones
50
split down.
yards. Yeah, he had
Him and
11
Jones
carries
split
for
down.
50 yards. So I don't know. He's the type that needs to get in there. I don't think he's good at sharing the carries. I think he needs to be that featured back.
Yeah.
Vince, who did you pick?
Bucks. For me, it was almost a toss up, man. Because for some reason, man, I mean, Gruden has come in and did what it needs to be done. I never thought he was that kind of a coach, though. I thought he was riding the curtail of Dungy. But he's proven a little something to me. Now, I've been in a hospital all week, so I missed the games and stuff like that. And I wasn't able to do my fantasy or whatever it was, but I just got out yesterday, I think. Yesterday or maybe. But yeah, so some of the stuff I'm not up to breast on, so. But yeah, I think I did pick the Bucks on that.
Yeah, you did, and we really appreciate you coming out and being a supporter and being a trooper like you promised you were going to do. Because I know that you're still, getting over your illness.
Right.
Did everybody? We did everybody. So I guess I get to talk now.
Yeah,
Yes, it's on you.
All right, I was dumb. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you very much. I was dumb. I drank that Kool-Aid. The way the Bucks had played the Chiefs. I'm sorry, the way the Raiders had played the Chiefs earlier in the year, and the competitiveness they had been showing all year long. I mean, they played the Bucks the first game of the season, didn't they? And almost didn't the Raiders play the Bucks?
No.
No.
First game of the season.
They wouldn't be playing each other twice.
No, they won't play each other twice. No.
Yeah, they wouldn't play each
I'm
other.
sorry. The Panthers. They played the Panthers close. Ended up beating the Panthers, but nonetheless, the Bucks are for real. Like Herman said, I've stood up and taken notice. With Gronk and everybody started getting more involved. The Bucks are for real. So I had to wait a half. So
You look good in it.
Did you ain't spin
No.
it? I ain't see you spin it.
I did spin it, and it's hard to spin. I don't know why. I need to practice. Well, no, I don't need to practice.
As much as you wear it, you shouldn't have a problem.
You know what? Y'all always say first y'all put me out there. Better to do on a flash. Didn't have to worry about that for the rest of the big game. We should have did better prep. I forgot all about that one until I looked at it, highlighted in green.
Yeah,
Hey, who's hosting the show?
That would be more.
Okay, all right.
But it doesn't mean I know which y'all picked. Weirdo. All right, next game we're going to have a conversation with is about the Bears and the Rams. This is one of the games that we thought were going to be one of the better games of the week, but it did not turn out that way. The Bears headed down to L.A. To battle the Rams on Monday night. The Bears' offense never got on track. All night they had 5 punts, turned it over on downs 3 times, and had 2 interceptions. The Rams, however, did put up points. They put up 24, had 371 yards. Rams was dominant, 24-10. Herman, who did you pick?
Yeah, I went with the Rams on this one. I'm never picking the Bears with Nick Foles at quarterback. The Bears they're pretenders. I'm sorry, they're 5-2 and they're pretenders. And Nick Foles is only getting away with more stuff that Mitch Trubisky wasn't able to get away with. And I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Nick Foles was 28 for 40, 261 yards, and 2 picks. With
how many times did he throw again?
40 times. 40?
That's a bad recipe for him.
Exactly. And then he had a QBR of 37.5 and a passer rating of 66.8. Now you compare that to Jared Goff, 23 for 33, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 78.3 QBR, 108.1 passer rating. The Bears would be a good team when they get a quarterback. They got a defense in place right now, and it's pretty much being wasted. So until the Bears get a quarterback, like maybe they should trade for Matt Ryan.
I was thinking the same thing.
So I picked the Rams.
Marcus, who did you go with?
I picked the Bears. The Bears had a good record. At the time they were 5-1, and just
Where's the music?
No, I wasn't the only one. So, but Herman said they got a quarterback. Nick Foles is a Super Bowl winning NFL Super Bowl MVP quarterback.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
And with a record of 5-2, they're still in there. They're still in there. Right? I think they're right behind Green Bay. So if they can get together, they'll do good. But yeah, I picked the Bears, and I was low on the Rams because after I looked at the Rams record, I realized that all 4 of their wins was against the NFC least, and I was like, you ain't beat nobody. But I think they got slaughtered by the 49ers, and I forgot who else they lost to, but
the Bills. They lost to the Bills.
Yeah, lost to the Bills.
And that was a close game.
Yeah, but the Rams might be back. I want to see them win some more games before I can go all in on them.
They still ain't beat nobody. I mean, they only beat the Bears.
They haven't. They truly haven't. Yeah.
So we'll see. But I picked the Bears. I picked wrong.
Vincent, who'd you pick?
Rams. Actually, I did see a little bit of that game, and I thought it was going to be, a defensive game at the beginning, but I missed the rest of it, so I didn't see what happened. But I think I woke up the next day and they said it was 24-10. But I thought it was going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Vince. I thought it was going to be a hell of a game too, but it did kind of turn out to a snoozer. I believe I fell asleep on this one as well. But luckily, I was smart enough to go with the Rams. Like Herman said, you don't trust Nick Foles, and you trust that Bears defense. Yeah. So is Drew. What's the guy's name?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Flacco.
Yeah, and Flacco.
Well,
Brad
well,
Johnson.
y'all can't do that to Flacco now. Flacco, he won his. He
Why
won
not?
his. He won his. Now he had some dynamite playoff games. Y'all can't do that to Flacco.
But-
All right, so
Nick Foles had some dynamite playoff game.
All I remember is defense.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
for
You forget you
I,
put up
I remember Philly Dilly or whatever the hell. it is.
you put up
That's
40
all.
plus points on New England in the Super Bowl. So
All right, Mark, get us out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I was drinking the Bears Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking it no more. They got exposed. I'm sorry. The only way they got a tag on touchdown was from a fluke, a fumble recovery towards the end of the fourth quarter. Man, the Bears are ridiculous. Him and Nagy, the coach, had a little disagreement too in between calling plays. Man, they need to work something out. Man, I'm so disappointed in these Bears, man. I took the Bears and they let me down. They exposed, and I ain't picking them no more this year.
And
Yeah, Foles-
they're wasting Robinson's talent as a wide
Oh,
receiver.
yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes.
everybody who ever had him kind of did. Well, no, not Jacksonville. Kind of used him.
Foles came out shortly after the game, and he said that he knows when certain plays are called, that they're
Yes.
not going to be successful. And he tried to clean it up a little bit and say because he knows he's not going to have time to go, for the play or something. But I mean,
They got to get it together.
I guess that's what Super Bowl quarterbacks can say about non-Super Bowl winning coaches, huh? I don't know.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna talk about this Panthers Saints game. Panthers Saints game. The next two games we talked about were actually two really good games from last week. The Panthers fought the Saints tooth and nail in the NFC South slugfest. Both QBs were competent in this game. Bridgewater was 23 of 28, 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Breeze was 29 of 36, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he did have a lost fumble. But New Orleans was able to rush the ball effectively for 138 yards, as opposed to the Panthers, who only amassed 37 yards respectively. The Saints were 85% on third down, and held the ball for 34 minutes and 41 seconds. 41 seconds, and they secured their 4th victory of the season. So the Saints won. I picked the Saints, and I picked the Saints because of Drew Brees. I thought we were hoping that that Michael Thomas was going to come back in this game, but he did not play again. And they didn't have the other wide receiver, 17. Sanders. But Drew Brees still did what he had to do. He's had like a 3-game, last 3 games have been pretty effective. And nobody seems to have an answer for Kamara. Kamara's just all over the field. He's out in space. He's making people look stupid. So I picked the Saints, and I picked that one correctly. Vince, who'd you pick?
Saints. But I'll tell you, one thing that surprised me is Moore. That's his name, right?
DJ Moore
Yeah.
for the Panthers. Yeah, he's been having a good season.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they said the last 3 games he scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he scored 2 in this game.
He's putting up numbers like McCaffrey in the fantasy. Almost, not quite, but close to it. But I picked the Saints just because it's Breeze, and the Panthers still have to show me something.
Herman.
Yeah, I went with the Saints on this one. One of the reasons I think it was big, and was and Breeze. Considering he did have his starting 2 wide receivers, and like you said, Brian, he was 29 for 36, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Panthers went into this game without their 2 starting cornerbacks, so I think that was big for the Saints. But it was a close game. The Panthers, they're a different team. I think we'd see a different team if McCaffrey was out there. Without him, he's a huge weapon, and these 2 teams going up against each other. You got Kamara, you'd have McCaffrey. Huge, you know what I mean? But him being out of the game right now is I think that's where you're seeing where the Panthers are lacking. So Bridgewater is looking good though. I think that was a good pickup for them. They're more competitive than I think a lot of people thought they were going to be this year.
Right.
But yeah, I went with the Saints, and again, it's because Drew Brees. It always going to come down to a lot of times. It's going to come down to that quarterback play.
Right.
Mark.
Saints, no Thomas, no Sanders, no problem. They got it done. This was a pretty good game. It did come down to a last minute what Carolina thought would be a tying field goal to at least take it to overtime, and the kicker missed it. Can you believe that? He missed it. But I took the Saints in this one, and the Saints was victorious. But Bridgewater's having a nice little season so far. He's keeping them afloat. They're a dangerous team to face. They really are. Even though they lost some close games, but they've been in every single game so far. So yeah, I took the Saints, and the Saints were victorious in this one.
All right, Marcus.
Much like y'all, I took the Saints, and I figured, because it's Drew Brees, and I figured Michael Thomas will be back. But like Mark said, no Thomas, no Sanders, but Brees and Kamara, no problem.
No problem.
And low key, every week, Kamara is making a big push for NFL MVP. He has to be at least third in running or fourth in running at this point. I mean, he's basically that whole team's offense pretty much.
But they're never going to give it to. I'm gonna tell you like this: if Tom Brady takes the Bucks,
Oh right.
They're going to give it to Tom.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think Kamara he definitely need to be considered.
Oh, I 100% agree. 100% agree.
But yeah, I picked the Saints, and they won. It was like you said, it was a very good game, very close game, and I'm telling Bridgewater, if he hadn't got hurt in Minnesota, I think he'd be a lot farther along in his career now. I think we'd be talking about him a lot more. He's very talented. He's creeping up into that top 10 quarterback in there. Just give him some more time. And I actually think Carolina. I think they're on the right track. So.
All right. So the final game we're going to go from last week was one of the best of the week. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers going down to the Titans. Both teams were 4-0 at the time. I'm sorry, 5-0 at the time. Pittsburgh took a commanding 27-7 lead in the third quarter, but after that it was all Tennessee, scoring 17 unanswered points, and had an opportunity to tie the game with a 45-yard field goal right after Roethlisberger threw an interception. But Gostkowski was wide right, and the Titans fall from the unbeaten. So we're going to let Mark go last on this one. We'll start with Vince. Vince, who'd you pick on this one?
I picked the Steelers. I don't know why. I should have picked.
You know why?
But you know what? For some reason, the Steelers they score here, and then everyone else they stop. Like they give everybody a chance to come back. For some reason, it's just I don't know. They really suck. But
Hey Vincent, this is gonna be your first and your last time on this show.
Oh Lord, 6-0, but they really suck, huh, Vince? Hey, like you, Vince, man, I went with the Steelers on this one. It was a good game, but it was really disheartening when the Titans went down so far. You was like, there's no way they're coming back.
right.
And then the game got really good. It would have been nice if Gostkowski had made that send them in overtime, because I would have liked to see some more of this one. But Pittsburgh is one of those teams this year. I mean, you really can't take anything from them. I mean, they're very good on defense, like we already know. They pretty much shut the Titans running game down for the most part. What's his name, Herman?
Derrick Henry.
Henry, he got his a little bit, but not, he never really went off against that Steelers defense like he has against other teams. So the Steelers won, and I mean they're leading the AFC North, and I'm looking forward to this Ravens Steelers game coming up this week. Marcus, who did you have?
I picked the Titans because the Titans really showed me something last couple of weeks. They had the COVID hit them, and they still came out there and won those games, and they were looking mighty dominant. But I had said before, I felt like the Steelers were back to form, and like I said, it's a battle of unbeatens, and the Steelers they proved it. Everybody was talking trash about Big Ben early this season, and the Steelers going to be back where they should be, supposed to be. It certainly appears to be. They're the only undefeated team left in the NFL, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's the Ravens division this year," including myself. It might not be such a given. This game this week it's a really big deal. It's a huge deal. But yeah, I picked the Titans, and I was wrong.
Herman, who'd you have?
Yeah, I went with the Titans too on this one. The Titans they started off real slow this game, like you said, but Ben's got to do better. Taking care better. He has to do a better job taking care of the ball. I think he threw 3 picks, and I think they all were in the second half. I got him.
The first end of the first half, he threw that.
Okay,
one in the end zone.
That one I'm not going. Yeah, but
go ahead.
And the other 2 were critical during critical times. He's my fantasy quarterback, so I need him to do better, Mark. So let him know he needs to do better. But
he will.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't be that surprised because the Steelers was in a lot of games last year. I think would y'all finish 8-8 last year, Mark?
Yeah.
And you were on like your 3rd or 4th quarterback.
We was on a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
So dynasty.
So we really shouldn't be surprised that they're right back where they are right now. With their starting quarterback. I think like Marcus said, we all kind of just gave the division to the Ravens, but it's not going to be that easy this year. The Steelers are definitely right there. They're top echelon right now. They're the only undefeated team, left in the league. So yeah, I picked the Titans because the Titans I've been on the Titans for a while. I was on them before the season started, and I think this is just a little bump in the road for them. Because I still think they're going to be right there too. But I picked the Titans, and I was wrong.
Marcus,
I went already.
do it again.
You didn't even Mark. Mark has
Marcus. What? Aren't y'all the same person? I mean,
no, we're not.
Okay.
Look, man,
go ahead.
Make it easy for yourself, Brian. Go across the top, then go down to the bottom. Go across the bottom.
The problem is I don't really listen to what Marcus says. That's why I got to go again. I don't really listen to what Marcus says.
Herman, ain't this like the 3rd or 4th time you done told him that?
Yeah, man. It's like,
hey, I took the Steelers in this one, man. I was really impressed with how they came out and controlled the ball the first half. Ben and the Steelers, they started out with going 7 for 7 or 3rd down efficiency. They played keep away ball away from that offense the first half. They played it smart. Second half, they got a little bit sloppy. I thought Mike Vrabel came out with an excellent game plan. He stuck to his game plan the whole time. When they hit that slant pass to AJ Brown and he took it to the house, oh my goodness, I was in trouble. I was feeling it then. Shut up. I was feeling it then. But you're right. Ben, the interception's been through. I thought he was forcing it a little bit too much on that. So he's got to be careful with that. But the quick release of the ball, hurry getting the ball out of his hands, and those are the type of games that good teams win at the end. I thought they did well. I thought they did real good. I was happy with it.
What's up with Juju? I mean,
yeah,
everybody's like, yeah, he's happy that. I mean, I don't know. He's the number one.
Juju played well in this game. What are you talking about?
He did.
No, you might want to look at his stats. He ain't doing much this year. Be a number one.
Yeah, he had nine receptions for 85 yards.
Yes, yeah. They was targeted.
How many touchdowns does he have this year?
I do not know that. Doesn't seem like many. Can't be that many though.
Yeah.
He had one this game, right?
No. He didn't have any.
All right. So that's all the games we picked. What'd you guys do? How'd you end up? What was your number?
4-1.
4. I was also 4-1.
3-2.
5-1.
You can't be
Maybe
5-1.
5-1.
We only picked 5 games.
We only picked
Right.
5 games.
Oh yeah, 4. Like I said, 4-1, 4-1.
All right, everybody give a round of applause to Vince. He came on and he went undefeated. Nice job, man. Nice job.
So we really not gonna talk about that.
We
We didn't pick that Arizona Seattle
We
game.
didn't pick
We
it.
gotta mention that play.
I mean, yeah, we can mention that game wasn't on our radar because
We got to mention it though. That was a good ass game.
it definitely was.
I missed it, man.
Because you know why? Because it got flipped at the end. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a Sunday night game.
Yeah. We should have had flipped the.
It happened too late though.
Yeah.
We should have took out the Panthers and Saints game.
Yeah.
That game should have been in place of that game, but don't ever draft Juju in fantasy. I knew Darren was gonna say something.
Edward Johnson said Juju is not a true number 1, and that's okay. Pitt doesn't need him to be. They find talent.
That's
wide
right.
receiver, spread
That's
the wealth.
right. He's not a true number 1.
That's right.
All right. So we all did pretty good. So we're going to try to do as good again this week. And we'll pick these games real fast. First game we got going on is the Thursday nighter. It's not a very interesting game. We got a 1-6 Falcons team going against the 3-4 Panthers. Panthers are giving up 2.5 by Vegas. You got the 3rd and 9th ranked offenses. Panthers are coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Saints, while the Falcons find new ways to fail, losing to the Lions. The Falcons defense is ranked 32nd. I'm gonna go real quick on this one. I don't think it's much of a question. I'm going with the Panthers. Marcus, who do you got?
I'm going with the Panthers also.
Okay, Herman.
Panthers is not allowed to talk about with the Panthers.
Vince.
Yeah, Panthers. You should do it like the Brady Bunch. Just look down.
Because when we get off air, I'll explain to you a little something about my situation right now. So, all right, Mark, who do you got?
Stop watching the show.
It's the Panthers, man. Both teams came off a close loss last week, but man, Atlanta finds ways to lose games. They're gonna get up 24-3 in here and let the Panthers come back again. I'm taking the Panthers in this one.
and then they'll trade them.
Right.
All right. So the Monday night game we're going to pick on are the 5-2 Buccaneers versus the 1-6 Giants. Again, not much to talk about. Man, Vegas is making the Buccaneers give up 8.5, and they're traveling. Giants did get extra rest though after narrowly losing to the Eagles on Thursday night. The Bucs are ranked 8th in offense and 6th in defense. The Giants are 30th in offense and 21st in defense. This game should not be a contest. So we'll start with Mark. Mark, who's going to do it?
You see this hat? I'm not wearing it. Buccaneers. The Bucs.
Herman.
I'm going with the Bucs. There's no way anybody should be picking the Giants in this.
Right.
Man, y'all crazy. I'm going with the Bucs too. Vince.
Bucks. You said that the Giants would be well rested, but they'll be well rested losers.
All right, Marcus, who you got?
I'm definitely going to Buccaneers. It's not even going to be a game. This is what happens when you should have a rotating season where they can just pick and just swap out. You pick this game early before the season starts. You think it might be something, but no, this game is going to be so one-sided and that'll be funny.
Yeah, and it's like funny. It seems like only Sunday Night Football gets to make them choices, but that's like later on in the year.
Right.
All right, so the next game we're going to talk about again shouldn't take a whole lot of time. We got the 2-5 Dallas Cowboys facing the 2-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night. The Eagles are giving up 3 points in this particular game. The Cowboys added more insult to injury last week, but by not only losing to the lowly Washington team, but also losing Andy Dalton to a concussion. Enter Ben DiNucci to ride in and save the Cowboys season. Nah. The Eagles are 15th on offense and 18th on defense. And on this one, I picked the Eagles to win. So
What?
after that one, I picked the Eagles. I picked the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
The Cowboys are not going to win another game this year. It's just not going to happen.
Wow. I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Herman, who you got?
Eagles. Oh my God!
Herman, don't
Vincent.
look so sad.
I wish we didn't have to pick none of their games. They had to be
I
on
know.
prime time.
I know. Vince,
Yeah, Eagles.
Mark.
You know, Wentz finally looked like the Wentz that we.
Can we not
All right.
analyze the game? Can we get your pick, please?
Okay, all right. The Eagles, all right.
August.
Up until last week, I would have said the Cowboys, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Eagles. You know, I don't know. Ben DiNucci, you know, this ain't gonna be his breakout superstar.
Hey, can I just say this? Can I just say one thing real quick?
No.
Just real quick. I'm gonna say it anyway. Hey man, if we ever playing ball and and some player hit me like that, and none of y'all don't come to my defense, I'm clearing every last one of y'all out of my daggone contact information on my phone. Okay, you better come to my defense.
You're his friend. You're his friend. Is that right? Yeah, you're his friend.
That didn't make sense to me, but
I just
anyway,
tolerate you.
keep going.
All right, so the next two games are some interesting games, so we should have a little bit of dialogue with these two. The 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers come down Baltimore to face the 5-1 Ravens. The Ravens are giving up 6.5 in this particular game. You got the number 1 defense rolling down 95 to battle the Ravens with the number 3 rushing attack. Neither team has really showed their full potential this year, but the Steelers are undefeated after beating the Titans on Sunday. Turnovers would definitely decide who's the top dog in the AFC North. Who do you got on this one, Vince?
I'm going with the Ravens. Because
right.
they
We got to bring Vince back. We got to bring Vince back. Marcus, who you got?
Okay.
This is a hard one to pick, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens. It's a home game for the Ravens, but this one it won't be easy. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be easy. This is gonna be a match. This is the game of the week right here. And this one carries a lot of consequences about the AFC North.
Yeah. I agree with you guys too. I'm actually going to go with the Ravens on this one. I've been riding the Steelers the last couple of weeks, and the Steelers are good. And I probably may not be right, but I think that it's going to basically come down to turnovers. And I think that Ben might make the one that's going to cost them, but it will be a close game. But give me the Ravens. All right. Who did I forget? Vince and Mark. Herman.
I'm gonna go with I'm going with the Ravens. At first, I was gonna pick the Steelers, but I'm a
really.
I got a feeling I'm going with the Ravens. So we're gonna see. It looks like Mark might be lone wolfing. Yeah, we know Ed's gonna pick the Steelers.
All right, Mark, it's on you.
I know the Ravens coming off. They've been well rested. I know that. But this is the second monster game for the Steelers. You know, they beat us last year twice. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's time to get revenge, baby. I'm taking the Steelers. I'm going Steelers all the way, y'all.
I thought we was getting a better.
I love that one.
That wolf sucks. I think it's terrible. It's terrible.
Love it. It fits our show.
So somebody was going coon hunting or something?
Jeff was sound.
Hey man, I looked up wolves. That's what it got me. Wolves.
That ain't a wolf.
Look, Marcus. You'd be better off if you just went to NFL Network and stole it from okay, just go ahead and get the audio from the show. We're stealing everything else. Why not?
Yeah, but you know what? I like ours better because they wear the little wolf hat, but they don't talk about it the next week. We actually have a dunce hat, where we got actually.
Yeah, that's a follow up. That's true.
Yeah. All right, so the final game we're going to have a conversation about are the 4-3 49ers versus the 5-1 Seahawks. Seahawks are giving up 6.5 in this particular game. The 6th-ranked Niners offense are coming off a battle in the 29th. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me start over. The 6th-ranked 49ers offense are coming to battle the 29th-ranked 12s. The Seahawks D had a hard time stopping Kyler Murray last week, and I see more trouble on the horizon. 49ers seem to have their swagger back. And I think on this particular game, I'm going with the 49ers. You're welcome, Vince.
Yeah. You know what? I see you have
no, Vince. You have to wait. You're going last. Mr. Parker, who do you have?
Seattle's coming off their first loss from last week. Russell Wilson threw. He played well, but he threw 3 interceptions. And he also threw 3 touchdowns. I'm taking the Seahawks on this one, y'all. I'm going Seahawks.
Marcus.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick the Seahawks. The defense is ferocious. It's terrible. But they're going to win. I still don't have much faith in the 49ers just yet. Even the 49ers are good. We definitely underestimated them this season. But Seahawks are not going to lose 2 in a row. But they're going to have to be better on defense. And Russell can't be throwing all them picks like he did last week. But Russell is still, in my opinion, the leading NFL MVP candidate for this year. And he's going to do what NFL MVPs do. He's going to win this game.
Even though Lil Speedy beat him last week?
Little Speedy. Oh, well.
Someone might have
Garoppolo and Kyler Murray, and that was defense. That wasn't on Russell Wilson. That's on the defense. They're gonna do better. They definitely got to do better. They can't keep it up like they're doing.
Herman.
Yeah, I'm going with Seattle also. I just don't know about the 49ers. They're so up and down, off and on. And if I go back to quarterback play, and if I'm looking at Jimmy G compared to Russell Wilson, I got to take Russell Wilson every time. Seattle did pick up a defensive end. They traded with Cincinnati for Dunlap, but I don't think he's going to play because he has to pass the COVID protocols, which is really strange when you think about it because – you got a player who's tested negative with one team. If he gets traded to the other team,
right.
You think he's going to get COVID on an airplane or something,
right? So I don't think he's going to play. But that's one improvement that they did try to make to their defense, Marcus. So I'm going with Seattle though. It should be a good game.
Floor is yours, Vincent.
My name says it all. 49ers forever. 49ers. I mean, I think. We're starting to get those key players back. Kittles is back. That says it all right there. Kittles is back. Seattle, y'all saw they haven't really played anybody. Their defense sucked. So we'll see. I'm going 49ers.
All right, Marcus, if you could hit the wolf for me, please.
What?
That is a coon howl.
I didn't tell him that.
On YouTube, it said it was a wolf. I will go on YouTube.
I'm from South Carolina, and I grew up with these things.
All right, so that's it for all the picks. We're going to send it back to we're going to have a couple final thoughts. I guess we should start with our guest, Vince. Any final thoughts for the weekend?
Final thoughts is I like this for me. I mean, first time I've done anything like this. I like it.
We appreciate you coming.
Absolutely.
Mark, you got anything to say? Oh, go ahead. What?
Pittsburgh sucks.
He's definitely
Mark,
not
why do you
coming
not
back.
laugh when he says that, Mark? It's funny.
He's not coming back.
Any final words, Mr. Parker?
Come back to me.
All right, Marcus.
So this time next week, hopefully, we'll know who's gonna, what the election turned out to be. Go out, if you haven't voted yet, go out there and vote. Stay safe. COVID is still a serious issue. They're expecting a second wave. So just go out there and be safe, and go out there and vote.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I just wanted to thank Vince again for joining the show. Also wanted to give a shout out to the Dodgers for winning the.
I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys had heard this.
After how many years? 33 years.
Yeah.
88.
But
Both of them
the
did it in
other issue, I don't know if you guys heard about the Dodgers player that was on the field with the COVID.
Yes. This fool. He tested positive, or they got his results like during the game.
Yeah, he tested. I think it was in like the 8th inning or something like that.
Yeah.
They got his results during the game.
Yes.
Yeah, but they thought it was like a false negative or something. And
why you even checking during the game?
I mean, the story is still developing. I mean, there's so many different things going in and out, but nonetheless, this dude was out there. He was with the trophy. He kissed his wife. I mean,
he probably kissed the trophy too, huh?
Yeah, he more than likely. So it's a good thing the baseball season is over, but pray that nobody else catches it.
You know who it was?
Go ahead. What you say, Vince?
Do you know who it was? The name?
Can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, it was one of their prominent players. Like,
he has red hair.
Turner.
Oh, Turner.
Hold on. Justin Turner.
Okay.
Justin Turner.
Justin Turner. Stay safe. Definitely. You get COVID, really? Go out and vote. I know the lines might look long. Right now, it's still early voting, so it's not as many places to vote. But once all your voting spots open up, go. If you're not already going out to vote now, go out and vote. The lines are moving fast. Do your civic duty. We need change in America. We wouldn't even have to say the word code. We wouldn't be saying this word so much, possibly, if things were different. So we need change in America for a lot of things, not just the pandemic that's going on. Right. Go out and vote, people. It's important, very important.
All right, Mark, are you ready now?
I think I'm ready, sir. Yeah. Hey,
please proceed.
I just want to say, this morning we had a comment from one of a fellow hosts that greeted us with a very thankful tweet this morning on friendship and stated he loved each and every one of us. I just want to say thank you for sending it out this morning. It really did touch me. It was a special thing. On that particular note, I did the post show yesterday, and J3. Yeah, you did, Marcus.
Who sent it? What?
Oh, you talking about me? Well, that wasn't Twitter.
It was a chat. It was a
that wasn't Twitter.
Hey, when we finish the show, remind me to tell Kim when it's all over. Anyway,
just ruined a good moment.
He said Twitter.
Yeah, it's Mark's fault. Mark just let me finish.
Go ahead, Mark. Finish.
I did the post show yesterday with the fellas, and I had a fantastic time. J3, the host, did lose relatives and his family. We just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to him and his family. But that tweet brought that all into light, the comment he did. Just tell your loved ones, your people that's close to you, give them a hug, give them a kiss, tell them you appreciate them, tell them you love them. And thank you, Marcus. We love you too.
Social distance when you do
Really? Can't.
Get us out of here, Marcus.
All right, before we leave, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching us on YouTube.
Dance.
Check us out on Facebook on our Facebook group, The Live Game. Check us on Twitter at The Live Game 3, and check us on Instagram at the official The Live Game. We see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.
You have a good night.